What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. While nothing's really going on in Battlefield 2042, and since you guys have blown away my previous video about top 3 weapons in each category, which will pop up on the top right corner, I decided we change things up a little bit and we go for the worst weapon in every category of weapons, and this video is going to be hilarious. I'm pretty sure about that, but I have zero doubt, literally zero doubt, that some of my choices will be quite controversial and some of them will be hard to make. So if you guys disagree with any of it, the comment section is yours. Tune in and let's have a discussion down there. If you guys know me enough or have been around here for a while, you definitely know that I answer almost every single comment, so I appreciate them. Also, if you've got new video ideas, I'll be grateful, so hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get going. So the worst secondary weapon is M39R, also known as Rafika. I honestly couldn't make my mind about choosing this one or the M44 Magnum, but at least the M44 delivers high damage and regardless of being slow as duck, could be helpful in some situations, but the M39, my god, this thing is trash. It's got single and burst firing modes, which both suck, but even the burst mode is slow. It deals pretty much low damage even if you land all 3 shots of a burst, and it just feels like you're firing a water gun at a crocodile when shooting the enemies. It literally heals them instead of damaging them. If you guys had a bad day and want to break something, you can make sure that it will be your monitor by playing this thing for 10 minutes. It questions the whole quote-unquote switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading rule. Absolutely hilarious. This is not only the worst secondary weapon, but in my opinion, it's also the worst vault weapon in Battlefield 2042. And don't you dare disagree with this one in the comment section. Don't you dare. This one deserves it, believe me. Alright, SMG's turn. Now the controversy begins. I don't know why, but I think you guys are not on the same page with me on this one. It's the AKS-74U. Some people might argue that the MP9 is worse. I have not a single idea about your thought process if you think that the MP9 is a bad weapon as long as the AKS is considered an SMG. I mean, let's be honest. Having a 650 RPM fire rate, everyone expects to have a low recoil and accurate weapon. Well, this shit is not only slow, but it's completely a mess when it comes to accuracy and how controllable it is. There's nothing wrong with the recoil, it's just a spread that sucks. Assault rifle cartridge, that's what feeds this thing. But it's considered an SMG after all, and it's seriously just unacceptable for an SMG to be this bad. I've been grinding to get a T1 mastery on all my weapons, and I swear no weapon has ever come even close to how hard it is to get a T1 on this thing. In fact, I haven't got it yet. I mean, I hope at least some of you can relate. That's a reasonable approach. Moving on to assault rifles, the worst AR in Battlefield 2042 in my opinion is the Russian AC-42. Now don't get me wrong, this thing is a great weapon, just not a great assault rifle to be precise. It sucks in close quarters, it has a small delay before you can actually start shooting, which again makes it really hard to win gunfights in close range. I've actually tried using the AC-42 as a DMR, which might sound weird at first, but you guys gotta try this out. Just put it on single fire mode and have a higher magnification scope equipped, and I believe no one with a DMR can outgun you in medium range. That's how badass it gets if used correctly. I've even messed with snipers in plus 250 meters, and I wouldn't say I couldn't kill them, but I definitely hurt them. You can actually spam bullets very quickly and with perfect accuracy, but it's just not the best of assault rifles, and I'm sorry if you're a fan and watching this. Alright, so it's LMG's turn. The worst one, if you ask me, is the Type 88 LMG, and I think you can all agree to that. What's wrong with this LMG, regardless of being a decent weapon, is that for everything it might provide, there is a weapon that provides it better. 650 RPMs of fire rates, not even close to weapons like M240B or the M60 in terms of accuracy, which provide almost the same fire rates. The damage output is also not comparable to the M240B. A 200 round magazine is also provided by almost all of the LMGs, and that's the case for anything you can name. It just gets outperformed by other LMGs in every possible aspect, and that's why it's getting blacklisted by me today. Now moving on to DMRs, it was a hard choice on this one, but the worst DMR is the latest one added to the game just a few months ago, the G428. Now I've got some reasons that I believe make sense, so hear me out on this one. DICE claims that the G428 is a close-range DMR, which is a legit term at least in Battlefield franchise, despite some people acting like they have no clue what it is. In Battlefield 2042, the VCAR is a close-range DMR. In Battlefield 3 and 4, SKS was a close-range DMR. The term close-range DMR is referred to some high rate of fire and, from a balancing perspective, low damage designated marksman rifle, which can perform better in close ranges compared to conventional DMRs. Now, do you really think that the G428 could be a close-range DMR right now? I mean, it has a fire rate of 280 RPM only if you use the standard issue round. With high power, that number will be decreased to 250. Now compare this to the VCAR having a 450 RPM fire rate with close combat mag, or even the DM7, which can have a fire rate of 330 RPM. These numbers simply show that it sucks in the very role that it must shine, and as the range gets longer, the performance decreases with it as it should. The point here is that this weapon is not a competitive one in its intended role, and that's why it's labeled as the worst DMR in the game right now. Hope my point of view was a sensible one. Alright, moving on to sniper rifles, it was the hardest choice of my Battlefield career, people. I already know that so many of you will probably disagree with me on this one. Some might even get triggered, but the worst sniper rifle in Battlefield 2042, in my opinion and statistically, is the SWS-10. Look, honestly, it's even my favorite sniper rifle. It looks absolutely beautiful. I believe it's the best looking sniper rifle in the game. The reload animations, the sound, everything's great about this weapon and I love it. But there are some facts that we need to discuss here. In my previous video, someone commented saying, from when did the DXR surpass the SWS? And let me tell you, just like the Type 88 LMG, the SWS, regardless of giving you a pleasant sniping experience, will be outperformed in every domain by other rifles. Let me explain. If let's say we're talking about accuracy in range and bullet drop, maybe even muzzle velocity, which means easier kills when your target is moving, the SWS will be destroyed by the DXR. Simple as that. The muzzle velocity of SWS is 700 meters per second, while the DXR's is 1000 meters per second. That's no joke, people. And if you really play both weapons in one round, you will most certainly feel the difference. It's way easier to kill enemies who are moving or are just far away from you since you need less compensation. Now you might say that the DXR is slow, and rightfully so. Well, the XCE bar isn't, right? Or maybe the Gold Magnum. They are both faster than the SWS since they are all bolt-action weapons. The time needed to put another bullet into the chamber is less for both XCE and Gold Magnum compared to SWS. So that's the point here. If you want something accurate, DXR does it best. If you want something quick, there are better options than the SWS. But I mean, I'm already prepared for the comments to rain over my head, so no problem if you guys think otherwise. And last but not least, I'm including the tactical weapons as well for this video, and the worst of them has to be nothing but the GVT 4570. Now the reason why I chose this one is because all of the other weapons are simply just better. We've got two semi-automatic shotguns, a pump action shotgun which is a super powered now, the Ghostmaker crossbow, which is one-shot kill in most scenarios, and the railgun, which is a menace to everyone playing this game. So I was left with no choice but the GVT, which can be considered a slow rifle in this category. Don't think we've got too much controversy here, and I guess we can all agree on this one. So that's about the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not going to say hope it was helpful because it was supposed to be a fun video to kind of run away from this shallowness and no content phase of the game. Make sure to comment down below if you've got anything to add to this video, or if you've got new video ideas. I'll be all ears. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay cool.